honeybee conduct is that we all know honeybee goes everywhere where you can get honeys or the nuts. They go joyfully, kind of really making joyful effort and continuously and going to get the honeys. That. And what that example is said. And that means looking, contracting with the qualified teachers. Qualified teacher is like that. Also honeybee, they don't go to where they don't have the honeys. Or they don't offer the honey exactly or the sweetness. Go exactly where the honeys. And time is precious. Situation is precious. Everything is precious. Our life is precious. And therefore, make this meaningful precious. So, we the qualified teacher. Qualified teacher is in the teaching always said, spiritual friend. And a spiritual friend is, generally there is two friends, according to Dharma teaching. Spiritual friend and a positive friends. Positive friends, sweet friends. Or another word, maybe spiritual friend, we can use Dharma friends. Qualified teacher is, if you find, that is a perfect spiritual Dharma friend. And then positive friend is our regular friend. Who does also, even though they may be not practicing that, but yet their attitude, activity, conduct, all lined up quite good with the decent kind of human, nice behaviors, good qualities. So those are known as qualified. Then qualified teacher, of course, you can read in words of my perfect teacher and other teachings. There's so many translations. But however, in the teaching said, qualified teacher according to Tibetan Buddhism, because Tibetan Buddhism has all the teachings of Buddhas. And basic Buddhism, Buddha's teaching, Maya, Sutra Mahayana teaching, Vajrayana Mahayana teaching, all that in the Tibetan Buddhism has. So they also practice that. According to those qualified teachers, practice that. So, then in the qualified teacher, what I said, in the qualified teacher, if you look at, in the Vinaya level, also quite good qualifications. All the Vinaya teaching, all the basic Buddhist school teaching, it has quite also good qualified, all the good qualities that I mentioned, or some they have. And in Mahayana practice, again there is a Mahayana Guru Masters, has many, but basically more simplified is compassion or bodhicitta. Really have the bodhicitta strong in heart and mind and practice. And Vajrayana qualified teacher, again there is many descriptions, all that, but if you simplify that, one who practice meditating, what they taught, also they are practicing that. Not just the only speaker, but also they are practicing that. And maintaining the samayas, and they have the lineage teachings, and also they have some courage and commitment to share those teachings with passion to the others, and also every supporters, very supportive to every occasions when you need something that, whatever they can help. Those are known as, most of the time, known as quite qualified teachers. In the teachings, the absolutely perfect qualified teacher is difficult to find in the generation times, that always. But even we have those some degree, like 80%, 70%, then we can consider those are quite good qualified teachers. Qualified. To find the qualified teachers, and then what it said, in the teaching said, you should also, some teaching said, listen what you heard from others about that teaching, that what you like to contact. And what you see, the conduct of that individual, of yourself. If somehow you didn't hear, you didn't see anything, even some suggested, do the most, divinations. Because the qualified teacher is according to Buddha teaching. This is not just the only Dzogchen. It's so important. It's like really will usher us to the path. It's not just a kind of short time, but this is a long-term goal of that. If we get enlightenment this lifetime, then maybe we can say short time. But suppose if we didn't get enlightenment this lifetime, we are laying the foundation for a long time to discover our ordinary natures. This is the first our steps, or at least in this lifetime, we make these steps. So therefore, qualified teacher is so important. And so kind of examine carefully and go thoroughly. Once you find the qualified teacher, what is it? Then be expert. Or what in the teaching says, the words of my partner teacher, what is it? Be expert to examine the teacher, be expert to contract with the teacher, be expert to learn from their qualified teachers. First, second, and third. First, be expert to find the qualified teacher. Be smart, be expert. And once you found, to learn that, or to be expert in contract, communicate, make relationship in a common world. Be expert. I mean, read life story of the great master Malarepas. Once he found, and of course, Malarepa is the highest capable individuals. How his courage and commitment persisted. What's called the resilient?
Resilience.
Yeah, resilience. And just really so correct. And read Longchenpa's life story. Longchenpa is also, again teaching said, even your highly qualified or highly educated individuals, without a teacher, you're not going to get enlightenment. Even you know all the Buddha teachings, and memorize all those teachings, won't get enlightenment without a qualified teacher when you're not contact. That we can see in Tibet, that Longchenpa is highly educated. All the knowledge that exists in the Buddhism or the Tibetan Buddhism, they always 10 knowledges, or 10 science of the minds, or 10 knowledges, or not science of the mind. Longchenpa is an expert. But to reach enlightenment, to be discover his ordinary nature, absolute truth, he went to contract with the Rinzin Kumaranda, Videdara Kumarandas. When we went there, he didn't go with arrogance. Or I'm learned, I'm scholars, and what they know is that. So humble, so humane, so devoted, really well. In India, and for example, great master Narobas. According to his story, Narobas is so educated. One of the highest top grade panditas or the scholars in that times. But to discover the absolute true nature, he searched and contracted diligently with his master, the Lamas. And if you did that, what they got? All become enlightened. Great Naropa become great master Narobas. Longchenpa become great Buddha. All the many times say the second Garab Dorji, or the Garab Dorji of Tibet. Longchenpa become. This is what I said, it's so courageous, the commitment, persistently, and continually, then learning, observing, and nourishing ourselves. Nourishing. And when we are learning what they say in the Buddha teaching, that you all know, studying, contemplating, and then that is for the preparing of the meditation. Studying and contemplating, receive teachings. Not just say, oh, that's enough, that's enough. Enough. Teaching is not enough. Teaching is always good to receive. But enough is the emotion activity is enough. That is really enough, if you can make that enough. Still, all these emotions, endless ego clinging activities, self-important activities, if we can stop that, if we can say that, if we have the courage to say, oh, that's enough is enough, you're making, or we're making some good strong statement of the practitioners. Teaching is always said. And what did the teaching say? The great those masters or practitioners and bodhisattvas, they learn so many things. Never say enough, as like ocean. Ocean receives all the waters of the world, but never say it's enough. And that's to use the examples. That is. And then contemplate, not just receive, but putting our own intelligence, our own sharp intellectual, say this, making some sense, as teaching said, and our knowledge make that more meaningful, tangible, so that we can practice this. So that we can practice it. While we're meditating, practice, we don't have any doubt and hesitation, this and that, then we're settled. Settled. So that is what known as a searching, like bee like honeybee like conduct. Now when we come, now you have the opportunity to qualify teacher and then receive the teaching, contemplate on that. Now we're going to meditate. Meditating is then use the example as swallowing. Bird swallow. Then enter that. Then we don't have the horrid sense. According to the teaching, that bird has swallowed that. When you enter to that bird in the nest, don't make any hesitations. Just immediately goes in. That's it. And comfortable stay in the cozy nests. Cozy nests. That's it. Relaxing now. Why you worrying? And say relax. That is the result of the then meditating. Now meditating, relax, calm and beautiful. Reveal all the tools that you learned. Receive the teaching and you learn and you got. Now apply that. You apply your studying to make meaningful. You apply that your contemplation make meaningful. Become a result. That is meditation. That is practice. That is swallow.